I'm joined now by head coach Ed Service. First of all, congratulations. You got the sweep over Villanova, and more so than getting 3 victories to open conference, you did it in decisive fashion. Today, you go out and win the game 8-0, and over the series, 27-2 was the run differential. What does it say to your team to be able to have this dominant of a performance to open conference play?
Well, we've been waiting for our pitching to kind of arrive a little bit, and we got really good starting pitching in all 3 games. Dylan DeBrock, Jonas Smith, and then today a young freshman, Cade Lommel. We're not quite sure what we're going to get out of him, mainly because he's a freshman and he hasn't been involved in, these kind of games, conference games. But very, very impressed with him and all the pitchers that got an opportunity to pitch this weekend. We gave up 6 free bases in 3 games. I've seen teams do that in 1 inning. And, they only have 1 walk today, only 1 error all weekend. We played well, and we've been practicing better. And I told them that after the game. I think one of the reasons why we're playing a little bit better is we're practicing better. So we're looking forward to having a day off and then getting back at it for a big series this upcoming weekend against UConn.
Now, throughout the first 2 games, Alan Roden had been the man offensively. He didn't have any hits today. Instead, you got other guys picking up the slack. How nice is that to have different people contributing, not to have just one?
Well, I think our lineup has a chance to have some length to it. So it's not just built around 2 or 3 guys. We still have to get some guys going a little bit. We've got Dax Roper. We got a home run out of Dax today, which is good to see. We still got to get something out of David Vilches. He's way too good of an offensive player to be scuffling like he is right now. But we do have some length to this lineup. They can't just pitch around 1 or 2 guys. And we still got to get some guys going. And even though we scored a lot of runs this weekend, I think we still left a lot of guys on base. So that'll be something that we'll continue to work on. But, a huge step in the right direction in all 3 phases, defense, pitching, and offense.
All right, I'm going to put the ball in your court here. Can you give me 2 guys that we haven't talked about this weekend who really shined in your mind?
Well, I don't know how much we've talked about Andrew Meggs. We've, touched on him a little bit, but once again, he got 2 hits today. I think that's 11 multi-hit games this season already. He just kind of does it. Sometimes he goes unnoticed because he doesn't hit a lot of home runs and stuff like that, but he's just a really good baseball player. Kind of holds our team together a little bit. Real good competitor. And I guess the other one would be, Cade Lommel, the starting pitcher today. I mentioned him briefly, but again, we were looking at maybe getting 6 outs out of him. He gave us 12. And it's really important that your starting pitcher gets you into the game. And, I thought Villanova was going to come out with a little sense of urgency today. And if Cade would have gotten off to a slow start, I think we would have gave him some momentum. But, he did a great job at the top of the first, and we were able to score again in the bottom of the first to take a lead. And then things kind of fell into place for us. So Cade Lommel, deserves a lot of credit. And now we feel comfortable with 3 starters. We still got to find 1 more because we're about to play 4-game series here shortly.
One last thing I wanted to ask you. You mentioned it, scoring in the bottom of the first inning. Villanova did want to come out and get aggressive to try and go home with a victory, but instead you put it on them in the first and the second inning.
Yeah, that's important. All 3 games we were able to jump out early and then build on that lead. We had a lot of big innings this weekend, big innings being 3 runs or more. And we have the ability to drive the baseball. A lot of extra base hits in that lineup. The thing that we still have to get a little bit better at is putting the ball in play in certain situations. We're still swinging and missing just a little bit. We're still striking out a little bit too much. And I'm hoping that with the more pitches we see and the more games we play, that we can cut those strikeouts down a little bit. But we definitely have some ability to drive the baseball with extra base hits, and I think that helps us, create these big innings. But the next step would be to create a little bit more action and put the ball in play.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.